Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be doing episode number 1 of I Build Your Teams, the series where I build my viewers' teams into the best teams possible for my team unlimited and our competitive play based on how much team they have and what their squad is currently looking like. Man, I'm looking forward to this series this year. With the way the player market is this year, I feel like teams are a little bit more diverse. A lot of players, people going no money spent grinding the game, and it's paying off because they're getting a lot of MT for grinding the game. And I am very excited to do this series this year because I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see a lot of different teams, especially earlier on in the year, and make recommendations and change things up. It's going to be a lot of fun. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. First team today comes in from my boy Denver, 185,000 MT. Says he really wants Pippin, but doesn't think it's worth it. And I do honestly agree with him. I think spending 140,000 MT on a Scotty Pippin when you only have 185k is just not going to be worth it. If you had 685k, might be worth it. 185k, it's just not. Now, this team is actually really solid. I do worry a little bit about your front court. Giannis and Ayton is a little sketchy, but you do have extra guys in Magic and Lamar. You can put in some shooters if you need them. I like that DeMarcus Cousins a lot, actually. Jabari Smith is solid as well. You have 3 good power forwards, 3 good centers. You have a lot of depth in your front court and different versatility. Kyle Korver, Desmond Bane is nice. If Kyle Korver, I don't know if I'm crazy. Honestly, I don't think I would make any direct changes. One change I probably would make is the small forward position. And it's not a huge change, but I'd probably pick up Jordan Walsh. I think he's better than Cam Whitmore, and I think he might be better than Iggy. I think a guy like Anthony Edwards could be somebody worth considering at small shooting guard, considering he's less expensive. He's not an amethyst, and I think he's a lot better than Desmond Bane. Honestly, probably better than Kyle Korver all the way around as well. That might be something to consider, and Jordan Walsh is a player I'd pick up. Outside of that, you're doing really well right now. This team is looking super solid. Second squad today comes in from Carson. He's got 100,000 MT, 50,000 VC. Loves his starting fives. Looking towards getting Kyrie and Brandon Roy. Wondering about center. He says he's not no money spent, but he's trying to spend less than last this year. Okay. All right. So we got Dame, Kobe, Cam Whitmore, Jabari Smith, Giannis, Brandon Jennings, Desmond Bane, Iggy Odom, and Jack Sikma. Mike Miller. There's just a Mike Miller. I don't think Mike Miller's. Jordan Walsh, though, I do think is actually better than both Cam Whitmore and Iggy. I don't know if that's just me. I might be crazy, but I would put Jordan Walsh somewhere in your lineup. He's recommended over Odom. I actually like Odom a lot. I'm super high on Odom personally. I would keep him in the lineup. I think I'd probably replace Cam Whitmore personally, but Cam Whitmore's a good card. If you feel like you need the shot creation, that's certainly worth doing. Your weakest position right now is probably your shooting guard position, but I don't think there's a shooting guard within your budget really outside of Anthony Edwards, and he's a little expensive. So I don't know if I would do that. I would get Jordan Walsh though, like the comment said, and then keep grinding for some more rewards. Bruce Bowen would upgrade your shooting guard position, and Alonzo Mourning would upgrade your center position over Jack Sikma. Some guys like that might be worth targeting in your grinds over the next week or two. And then obviously when you get Kyrie and B-Roy, that's going to help out the point guard and shooting guard position a lot. All right, so this is coming in from Dom Foley. He says he's downloading the game right now and wants to hear my suggestions. So I think I can work with this. Like the comment said, he is starting with 0 MT, just starting off the game, and I am going to talk about how he can get a decent team pretty quick. That is basically the goal of this video, or of this part right here anyway, is to just go from a team of nothing to a team that is pretty decent basically off rip. The way you're going to do that is you're going to get Derek Fisher, and then you're going to get Robert Horry. You put these 2 cards together, they're going to give you an immediate, you just get the stuff done for Robert Horry real quickly, do those agendas to start off the game. You got yourself a Ruby point guard with a good release and a pick and pop Ruby power forward who's very solid as well. Just by grinding all those agendas and those basic things, you're going to get a few thousand MT with which you can use 7k of it to pick up Jordan Walsh. Keep on grinding the game. Grind some more agendas. You're going to get yourself a Jabari Smith. All of a sudden, you're going to get yourself a Cam Whitmore, and then you can get yourself a backup point guard, Sam Merrill. I don't think he's good at all, but you could pick him up as well from those agendas. More grindable agendas. All of a sudden, you get a Keegan Murray. You can throw him in your starting lineup. Maybe you bring Cam Whitmore there, and you bring him off the bench, something like this. I'd probably go this personally. This is what I would rock with. So you get a Keegan Murray for free all of a sudden. You keep grinding the game. You go play salary cap because you're going to use these low overall cards to build a salary cap lineup. You get some points in salary cap. You keep on grinding salary cap. That's going to make you a lot of MT, like 5,000 MT per game, almost in salary cap, which is going to, you play like, I don't know, 3-4 games, play like 2 hours of it. It'll probably give you 5 games. You make 25,000 or so MT. You pick up a Wesley Matthews. You pick up a Michael Cooper. You're about 4 hours into the game right now, I would say, after completing the stuff for Robert Ory, picking him up, and then getting the MT from that, buying a couple other base players, grinding out these agendas, these summer standout agendas, and then playing a couple games of salary cap. You're probably about 4 or 5 hours into the game, and you have a team that looks something like this. And I'm not going to sit here and say this is the best team in the game, but you go out here and you go from a team that is like from no team at all in about 4 hours. I think you could have this squad, maybe 5 or 6, but you do this over about 2 days. You can have this team, I think, from going from absolutely nothing. And remember, Fisher and Ori are rubies with an Evo. And you can do that going from nothing in literally like no time at all, basically. So 4 hours is literally a couple days of playing, because I know a lot of people like to grind the game, and I know Dom likes to grind the game specifically a lot. So I would just say start off with something like this. This is no money spent. This is no other free cards. This is no other stuff that you're gonna get. No buying coins. You can just get yourself a basic team pretty darn early. All right, next squad comes in from Beanbag. He thinks his team is pretty set. Wants to know what I think. 170,000 MT. All right, I hope you're not using Dennis Rodman or Patrick Ewing. Those cards are both awful. If you're using Lamar and Magic as your backup power forward in the center, I like your team a lot. I don't like Jason Williams either. I think he stinks. I think John Starks is good. If you're using Starks as your backup point guard, you're good. You have 170K both VC and MT. Interesting. You need a shooting guard, and I think since you have a bunch of VC left as well. Okay, so you have a couple options. Number one option would be to get a guy like Devin Booker, which would also get you Amari Stoudemire, who might have a spot in your squad potentially. And then you get D-Book at the 2, but you can't sell any of that stuff back. Or you could pick up an Anthony Edwards, lose 60% of it when you get him back, but you could use the shooting guard upgrade a lot. I think Anthony Edwards would be a good one. Even a Wesley Matthews, I think, is an upgrade over Sapphire Kobe as well, personally. But I think a guy like Anthony Edwards could be a huge upgrade to your team. And then backup point guard, just go get Brandon Jennings. It's super easy. He's the best budget point guard in the game by a mile, and he's significantly better than Jason Williams. I don't know if this Jason Williams is unsellable. It does look like he is unsellable, I think, but still, you gotta sell. You gotta get him out of the lineup. I don't think he's good, even though he's unsellable. Now, his team. This is his team. He only has about 50 KMT. He'd like to save most of it. Okay, Steph, Derek Fisher, Kevin Martin, Jordan Clarkson, Lamar Odom, Jabari, Giannis, Cam, Jordan Walsh, and KP. I would sell KP back and get Rafe LaFrance. He's better than KP. I would start Jordan Walsh at the 3, bring Lamar Odom to the 4, bring Jabari Smith off the bench at the 4, with Cam Whitmore off the bench at the 3. That's not spending any MT, basically. You're basically you might spend 5K max. Picking up Rafe and selling KP, you're going to wind up spending about 5K. So you still have over 40,000 MT. At that point, I know you don't want to spend it, but you really need a shooting guard, honestly. Kevin Martin, you should probably get rid of unless you grind him in gender or something and he's unsellable. You need a shooting guard and you need a point guard. I think Sapphire Steph's fine as a backup. I think Derek Fisher should go. I think you need Brandon Jennings. I know he's 14K. I think you pay for him, and I think you bite the bullet and you pay for Wesley Matthews as well at the 2. They're both going to be your starting backcourt now, going to be better than Steph and Kevin Martin, allow you to bring guys off the bench, and I think make your team better as a whole. So those are the 3 players that I'd buy are Rafe LaFrance to replace KP, and then to replace Derek Fisher and Jordan Clarkson, you go with Brandon Jennings and Wes Matthews. Start them, bring Steph and Kmart off the bench. So that's what I would do with your squad. Hopefully that helps. Next thing today comes in from Dylan. Almost has Kyrie, about 380,000 MTs, wondering about advice. So Kyrie Starks will be your point guards at that point, or Kyrie Russ, either one. Depends who you like more. I guess you like Starks more if you're starting him. That's your decision. Kobe and Bane. I think Bane is better than Kobe. I don't like that Kobe card that much, the Sapphire. The Ruby I think is a little better. Honestly, neither of them statistically are that great, but they both play pretty good. Karan Butler and Anton Jameson, I do know have a duo, which is interesting because they both were number 4 on their cards, which is funny. But 380K. Jordan Walsh, starting small forward, bring Cam Whitmore off the bench. Maybe a guy like Paulo Banchero, who's only going to be like 20 or like 30 or 40,000 MT to lock in, would be a good option as well at power forward. Could bring him off the bench or start him and have Jabari off the bench. So you pick up Jordan Walsh and Paulo, maybe as small upgrades. A center upgrade would be nice, but there aren't really a ton of elite centers. Maybe you move Jabari Smith to center and you pick up another power forward or something. But actually, Thurman's not bad. You can rock with Thurman for now. I would still definitely get Jordan Walsh and Paulo, though, because a power forward upgrade would be nice. And then I think a shooting guard upgrade and Anthony Edwards would be a W. And then obviously Kyrie and Starks or Russ will be fine at the point guard position. And yeah, Anthony Edwards, I think, again, is going to be that mid-tier shooting guard upgrade that's worth picking up. You could even get 2. Get Anthony Edwards, get Kyle Korver. You have the MT where you could do that. Anthony Edwards or Wesley Matthews or something. that might be a slight upgrade in my opinion. Last team today comes in from Strategy. Definitely more of a flex team than the other teams. He says grinding MT for Monday and Wednesday because he's getting Shaq. I think Strategy's nobody spent. I'm pretty sure he's been grinding the game like crazy. I know he has all 4 of the legendary path players on his lineup, as well as a bunch of other free cards. And like he said, he is grinding for Shaq, so he's got to get MT for those collections. But his team is good. His point guards are great. His shooting guards are very good as well. Julius Randle, I think, should be playing his backup power forward position. I would play Jabari Smith and Julius Randle. And then Ayton and Alonzo Mourning as your centers is great. I probably wouldn't use Dirk. Actually, I would start Ben Wallace. I think Ben Wallace is a dog. He's got a spot in the lineup in my opinion. And then Cam Whitmore on his, in my opinion, is also better than Danny Granger. So I'd probably play him at the backup 3. Just improve it a little bit. Just adjust the way you're actually running your lineup. But nobody spent squad, man. If you're grinding this game, it's rewarding. I'll just say that. But he's been grinding like crazy. He's got B-Roy already. So that is going to do it for this video. Last team of today. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you want to be involved in next week's episode, make sure you be on the lookout on my Twitter for a tweet about this series on Friday or Saturday night. Drop your team there, and I will try to put as many of y'all as possible in the video. So hope y'all did enjoy. Make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.